Hi pupils! Today we are going to learn about fractions. In part 1 of this video, we learned about fractions and types of fractions. At the end of this lesson, you should be able to use decimal fractions up to 100th, obtain equivalent fractions of a given fraction, ordering or arranging pairs of fractions. A decimal fraction is a fraction whose denominator is a power of 10. Such denominators can be 10, 100, 1000, 10,000, and so on. We can write fractions as decimal fractions by using the long division method. Why don't we try some examples? Let's convert 3/10 to decimal using the long division method. In this method, we start by drawing a short vertical line and a longer horizontal line meeting at an angle of 90 degrees. Then we write 3 outside and 10 inside. The next step is to ask yourself how many times 3 can enter 10. The answer is 3, right? So we write 3 on top. Then we multiply 3 by the 3 outside. Our answer is 9. So we write 9 under 10. Good. The next step is to subtract 9 from 10. Our answer is 1. We can see that 1 is less than 3. So what we can do is to add 0 to 1, making it 10. Then we divide again. But before we do that, we need to put a decimal point after the 3 on top. So we can now go ahead and divide 10 by 3. This gives us 3 again. So we write 3 on top and multiply 3 by 3 again. This gives us 9, which is written under 10 and subtracted from it. What are we left with? 1 again. If we look at the solution well, we would notice that no matter how many times we divide, we will keep getting 0.333 till infinity. Therefore, we can stop after trying it 2 times. Another example is 92/100. How many hundreds do we have in 92? Right, it's not possible to have 100 in 92. Therefore, we write 0. Then we multiply 0 by 100 and write the answer under 92. We then add 0 to 92, making it 920. Then we divide 920 by 100. This gives us remainder 20. So we add a decimal point after the 0 on top and then write 9. Next, we multiply 9 by 100 and write the result under 920. What do we have? 900. Then we subtract 900 from 920, which leaves us with 20. We add 0 to 20, making it 200. 200 divided by 100 gives us a perfect figure of 2. We write 2 on top beside 9. Then we multiply 2 by 100. This gives us 200. We subtract 200 from 200 and we get 0 as our answer. We're done. Moving on, let's learn about equivalent fractions. Do you know that these two fractions, 1/2 and 2/4, are equivalent or the same? This can be proven by looking at these simple diagrams. In the first picture, we see that 1/2 is shaded. In the second picture, can you see that the same portion is shaded in picture 2? Although the square in the second picture is divided into 4 parts. The concept of equivalent fractions simply means that the fractions do not have the same numerators and denominators, but are equal in value. To find equivalent fractions, whatever is done to the numerator must also be done to the denominator. For instance, let's find an equivalent fraction of 1 over 2. In this case, we can decide to multiply the fraction by 2. So we multiply 1 by 2 and also multiply 2 by 2. Voila! Our numerator becomes 2 while our denominator becomes 4. Therefore, 1 over 2 is equivalent to 2 over 4. Let's try other examples. Write the two equivalent fractions of 1 over 6. We can multiply the fractions by 2. 1 times 2 over 6 times 2. This gives us 2 over 12. We can also multiply it by 5 if we wish. 5 times 1 over 6 times 5. This gives us 5 over 30. Understood? Great job! Fractions can be arranged in ascending or descending order. Usually, fractions with smaller denominators are greater than those with bigger denominators. For example, 1 over 2 is greater or bigger than 1 over 16. So let's try to arrange these fractions in ascending order. That is, from the smallest to the biggest. The fraction with the biggest denominator is 1 over 16. Hence, it is the smallest fraction. So we write it first. Hooray! We have come to the end of the lesson. In this lesson, you learned how to convert a fraction to decimal, finding equivalent fractions, and arranging a set of fractions in ascending or descending order. Now, it's assessment time.